What's going on, guys? It's been a little while since I've done a video on the truck, and today's actually going to be a tag video, kind of a 10 questions video that my boy Brent over at All Heart BMG put out. So there's 10 questions. He didn't tag anybody, he left it open for anybody to go do. And I've never been one to turn down a tag video. I don't believe. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. I'm going to try and answer these questions. I didn't really put a lot of thought into these ones. I've been crazy busy, but I printed them off, and I'm going to read these on my way home from work this morning. So, first one, what was the best year of your life so far and why? I've had a lot of best years, and I just try to make every year a little bit better. This year, obviously, for all of us has been a struggle with everything that is going on right now, and I'm still trying to look at the positive things. Last year was a really great year. It started off with me getting this truck, us getting a new house, moving to a new area, still being wife got a new job even though she's not there anymore. Still lots of great things happened last year. Look at that amazing sunrise back behind me there now. Pink sky this morning, so sailors take warning. Today's like opening day of walleye season, and our governor yesterday, a couple weeks ago, she shut down any boating. You couldn't go out in a boat by yourself, and yesterday she opened it back up. You can go back out on your boat now, and today is the first opening day of walleye season, so good planning on her behalf, I think, to not have a bunch of pissed off boaters. Anyways, last year was a good year. I've had lots of great years, and I tried to live myself to make every year a little better. Even though this year's going to be down, I'm still pushing other things to make this year better, like setting a new PR on bench the other day, like setting myself up to go to World's Strongest Man this year, setting goals with Redcon 1, and getting, I'm not trying to say I'm pushing sales, but to grow within that company to get to a point where I'm where I want to be, type of thing. I try to, and I recommend this to everybody: make every year your best year yet. Number two, besides YouTube, what is your favorite place to go on the internet? YouTube's probably a big one. It's a good time occupier. I'd say Facebook, but honestly, there's too much political bullcrap on there, especially right now. I can't stand being on there. There's certain people I just want to delete off of there and not ever have to deal with them ever again, type of thing. But that's just not the right thing to do. It's people from my childhood or whatever that I was friends with, or I know from school and stuff. But it's just a lot of political stuff on Facebook, so I try and stay away from that. So one of my other favorite ones is Instagram. So posting pictures of my life, or stuff like that on Instagram. And I do have it automatically set to anything I post on Instagram goes on to my Facebook page for my gym. So number 3, what is the best compliment you can receive? I don't know. Dudes usually don't get a lot of compliments, but it's always funny to see one person he always compliments on, because he's big into bodybuilding, watching bodybuilding, stuff like that. He's big into knowing supplements and stuff like that. It's a coworker. I don't see him a lot, because he's in a different area than I am. But every time I see him, he'll walk in and be like, "Oh, dude, you're looking small right now. Did you lose a lot of weight?" Or, "Dude, you're looking huge right now. You getting ready for a competition?" It's always something. So it's always good to hear that from him, type of thing. So, number 4, what is the worst thing that someone can say to you? I don't know how to go about this one. I've had a lot of people back in the day before I started weightlifting. I wasn't little. I mean, I'm not little now, but I wasn't strong and I was fatter. So I used to have people throw jokes at my size then, and it bothered me, and that's why I started weightlifting. And I kind of figured, if I get stronger than them, it'll shut them up, type of thing. And it did. And they also matured since then as well. I have one person in particular who I can think used to make fun of my size a lot, and it's funny because of the position that they are in now, that they've matured out of that and don't do that anymore, type of thing. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Number 5, name something that you've held on to, even though it may not be the most popular opinion or thing. That's interesting. Name something that you've held on to, even though it may not be the most popular opinion or thing. I need to pay attention to the road as well. It's not busy, but I need to pay attention to the road. Man, I don't know about this one. Name something that you've held on to. I don't know if this is like something I've held on to in my mind, or something that like I physically held on to it for too long. I think the biggest thing, and I would say it's kind of like a regret, even though it wouldn't have helped me get anywhere, is my choice of where I went to college. I had a chance to go to a different college further away, kind of live on, not in a dorm, but in an apartment complex, and be able to continue to wrestle in college. And I didn't pursue that. And it's something I kind of regret that I didn't do. But again, like I was getting at, it wouldn't have helped me in the long road. I mean, it would have been something to do for 2 or 3 years. It probably would have distracted me away from schooling, even though I had my own distractions away from that anyways. Being a full-time worker at the same time as going to school. So I don't think that would have helped me or hurt me, and it definitely wouldn't have done anything for me in the long run, because I wasn't good enough to, there was not really any good like careers that I could have done with this type of thing. So it's not like I could have gone pro in wrestling or anything. Number 6, what event, small or large, do you believe has changed the course of your life the most? Becoming a father. That has changed a lot. Getting married, settling down, was something I've always planned on doing, and I always wanted to become a father. But the moment, it was weird, because the whole pregnancy with my daughter, my oldest kid, was very status quo. And the day that I held her in my arms, it's like, wow, this is changing everything now. Luckily she's a very good kid, and we haven't had a lot of troubles with her. she changed my life. And that's, I would say, event that's small or large, that is a large life-changing event. Number 7, name something you have a hard time with, but for others it seems simple. I would say the wording on that is not. Name something you have a hard time with, but for others it seems it don't. I don't know. I wish I would have put some thought into these a little bit better, because this video is getting long. Something that I may have a hard time with, but other people's don't. I don't know. Because my life is very status quo. It's the same thing over and over again. And anything that is new, and I learn it. And it doesn't become a challenge to me anymore. Everything in my job has been, something I've learned over time, and is very set into what I have to do. And so if I don't understand it, there's procedures wrote out to teach me what to do. So let's go with bench pressing. I've never been a good bench presser, but I'm getting better at that. We'll go with that for now. I've always benched a certain way, and that was just the way I benched. And I never did it to try and grow at it. And with certain people's help, it's helped me get stronger at it. A month ago I couldn't bench 315, and 2 days ago I benched 335 for a pause. And that's thanks to, Christian years ago taught me, when you're pressing up, you're floating away from the rack. You want to press up into the rack. And Corey teaching me how to use leg drive. Hello, dear. How to use leg drive, moving my feet back from where I normally have them, almost putting my feet above my hips basically when I bench to get some leg drive, really helped me be able to press more weight. So yeah, we'll go with that. 8, name something in the news related to the virus that you care absolutely nothing about. Just how political it's getting. Obviously, there's a lot of political stuff happening right now. We're voting for a new president this year. We're voting on the president this year. We're going through the primaries right now. Obviously, we know it's going to be Trump versus Biden, but a lot of these ads are getting political, and they're throwing the coronavirus, COVID-19, into the political ads. It's not necessary. There should be no reason why we should be doing that. It makes me not want to watch the TV. It makes me not want to. Political ads get thrown up on as YouTube ads, so it's hard to stay away from the ads. So that's one of the things that news related I could really care less about, is people making all this shit political. 9, what is a life rule that you have to follow? I have a couple mottos that I have started living by, and one of them is with my training is hard work beats discipline, or Discipline beats hard work when hard work doesn't. Wow, I can't even remember exactly now. It's something like hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. There we go. And then I've talked about this one recently, is live a life worth dying for. And those are just a couple of things I like to try and live by now. And the last one, I want to pause for a second and do this one when I get home. Alright, so the last question is, place your hand over your heart, and what is the first thing that pops into your mind? So, first question, or first thing that comes to my mind, and I kind of thought about this already because I knew what the question was, and I read it when I said I was going to pause for a second, but just on the basis of everything that's going on right now, I want to personally thank any essential worker who is on the front line. Me, myself, I am an essential worker that is on the front line. I wouldn't say I'm in a perfect space, but I'm not in some of the worst spaces that there is. There's nurses and doctors who are working day and night to fight this. There are nurses and doctors that can't go home to see their families because they're afraid of spreading this to them. There are nurses and doctors that are sleeping in dorms next to hospitals, sleeping in campers out in the parking lot, sleeping at the hospital. It's crazy. So I want to personally thank those people who are on the front lines like that and are risking a lot and are fighting this battle and can't see their families and stuff like that. So I want to end this right now with saying thank you to them. If you know somebody who's in that type of situation, or if you are in that type of situation, I don't know if you are or not. Thank you. Reach out to those people and reach out to your family. Make sure they're all right during all of this. So I'll catch you guys later.